Agenda West Side Beer.
Guys, welcome to the episode of Into the West Comics. My name is Frank. Sunny is here.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Speaking of sunny, hot as flip outside,
It is
bro.
extremely hot in Las Vegas.
Oh, my word.
It's 1:15 today.
The hot dog, corn dog Paul is here. Perfect.
There he is.
His mic works. This guy is so hot, he's got to wear shades, even indoors. Maybe he's taking a nap. You got allergies? Donovan's here.
Allergies, just got the blues.
You got the blues? All right. We're going to get into what...
Everything that's been going on with SAG after and the Writers Union. Anyway, we're going to get into it.
We're going to try to cure whatever ails you. Wow.
Copyright, please no copyright striker.
And fresh off his vacation, he's well rested. We figured he'd spend some time with us. It's going to feel like you're on vacation again, Ryan, all over again. Fire Guy Ryan joins us. There he is. Where are you? Hey, what's up?
I was just going to say, this is the real vacation.
Hey, baby.
That's not true at all. But, yeah, we'll take it.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
How you doing today?
been a long
Anytime.
time
I've been
coming.
begging for it, man. I've been trying to get back on this show forever.
Now, I mean, I mentioned it a couple weeks ago, but I really appreciate your patience because there was like two separate times where like, all right, come on, and then we were like, actually
not.
no, and I felt really bad, but you're here now, and that's what matters.
That's right.
That's fair. I'll allow it.
Boom.
Thank you.
We wanted to see if you're up on your plus, if you are current with the Secret Invasion there, Ryan, if you have been keeping up with your scroll verse.
Dude, I watched the first one like the week it came out, and then last night we talked and you were like, yeah, we're probably going to do Secret Invasion on the show tomorrow. And I was like, cool, okay, I'll binge the rest of them. I got current and I can't tell you a single thing that happened.
Perfect. All right.
That's kind of how I feel about the whole show. And I'm a little bummed out, a little disappointed, but I think we'll get into it.
Oh, man. Okay. I'm actually really interested to see what everybody has to say about this.
I have not watched the newest episode.
No?
Okay.
I forgot about it.
It was very short, and I feel like the pacing
was quick.
The pacing was very strange. It wrapped up really quick.
I am okay with spoilers. I'm not worried about being spoiled for this show.
Okay. Ryan can't give you any because he forgot
He
what he
doesn't
watched.
remember anything.
All right, good.
What about you?
Once again, Marvel proves that when you start something, you certainly don't know how to finish it. I don't know why I'm big Jack Nicholson, but for whatever reason, it works. I mean, they always start off great, and you're like, yeah, you're pumped, you're ready to go. And then episodes 3 and 4, you're like, what the hell's going on? What are we doing here, man?
It
like,
did
what are
kinda
we
get like that.
talking about? What's going what's at stake? Like, okay, we understand what's at stake, but like, what's nothing's happened. What's going on? We have what, 2 more episodes left?
There's
after
2
this?
episodes. It's only 6 episodes.
Oh
Too.
man!
It does feel very strange because in the first couple episodes, I was like, no, I was so stoked, and again, it gives me like the Winter Soldier vibes, and that's what the main thing I was looking for. And I like the spy and
Vibes.
the vibes, so many vibes. And then
Quan was making fun of us earlier.
of course, but then this last one, I'm like, what's going on? And okay, you don't care about spoilers,
Yeah, bruh.
bro. Talos dies, bro.
Are you
I
sure?
completely forgot. About that. That's a big deal.
Sucks. It's a big deal, dude.
What does Super Scroll guy kill him? Graphic?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Is it at least
stabs him in the heart? Yeah. I mean, it kind of.
Okay, this is my.
Doesn't sound like it's interesting at all, but all right.
This is my reasoning, and I think maybe this is why it was not very memorable for Ryan when he was binging it. I think that they needed to make this series more in an event.
Should have been a movie.
This should have been a film.
Should have been a movie.
And you should have incorporated more Avengers to where there's some big type of reveal or plot twist or something. I mean, you're talking about Gravik killing Talos towards the end of that episode.
And no one even mentioned it. Everyone forgot.
You got Rhodey, or we'll call him Scrody, is posted up in there in
the reveal
in the government vehicle, right? He's posted up. He's a Skrull. He's debating whether or not to get involved or whatever. Yeah. The other guy who's hurt, that he makes him open the door for him to get in the vehicle. I mean, he's like, aren't you War Machine? Can't you like do something
Don't you
or
have a
whatever?
Actual body that can like fly and go places.
And he's just kind of chilling. I
know.
I think the execution for this series has been weird.
Yeah.
It feels like nothing's happened and it's over halfway done. I know that's not like basically true, like to a T.
No. That's what a lot of people are saying.
The last two episodes are going to be short too.
It's kind of like, like what he led with. Like Ryan was like, "What's happening?" like it's really cool.
Daenerys still dead?
No, she's
back.
back. She's
Gaia
she's a Super Scroll.
She's a Super Scroll.
Oh, cool. So her
she has the
Gravik
extremis.
so that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
her and Gravik are gonna.
They're gonna fight.
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna ask Ryan. Like, Ryan, what do you think of the MCU and these projects that they're giving us? And like, we don't care anymore. Why don't we care anymore as much as we used to? Is it the writing? Is it the
oversaturation?
Oversaturation. Like, well, what's going on? What do you think?
I think oversaturation definitely has a factor in here. I think a lot of it, unfortunately, happened to coincide right when the pandemic hit and we had Endgame come out and all of the, the anticipation, the climax, if you will, happened. And we all got stuck at home and everything kind of shifted to Disney Plus, which was really good at the beginning. Like, I love WandaVision. I'll stand by WandaVision being one of my favorite things the MCU's done in a long time. But since then, it's just been really hard to follow and keep straight. And even for somebody like me, who I consider this, my job to watch all this stuff and keep up on it, it's getting harder and harder to care and get excited. Like I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but I still haven't seen Guardians 3 or Ant-Man even at this rate.
Don't worry. You can skip it.
You can skip that one, but Guardians is really, really good.
Yeah. Guardians will be on Plus in another couple of weeks, I think.
Oh, wow.
I haven't seen Spider-Man yet.
I think that speaks to kind of where Ryan and most of us are at. Even though he's heard nothing but good things about Guardians, he just isn't as interested as he once was, because it's like I heard somebody talking the other day. I wish I could remember who. There's been 5 shows, 6 movies, and what has happened? What happened in Phase 4? What was Phase 4 about?
We all forgot who Peter Parker was.
No, but what was it? The overarching
just timely wobbly, wibbly wobbly stuff.
It felt like the epilogue of the blip and everything. It was like the epilogue of the Infinity Saga, and we didn't need that. We needed like a prologue to the next phase of what's going on.
Okay, but Phase 4 between the films and the series, Ryan, I mean, I think we've got added up runtime. The Phase 4 is longer than the other 3 phases.
Yeah.
If you include all of the shows and the films.
For sure.
And you guys just said it.
What's happening?
It's not memorable.
What is going on?
That's weird.
Some of my least favorite Marvel movies and projects are from this phase.
Well, I mean, Eternals.
That's my favorite.
Do you think it's because they chose to make characters or give us characters that not a lot of people are familiar with, and they're very niche to comic book people, and they didn't really flesh out some of the bigger heroes that they could have? Granted, we haven't had X-Men in a while because of the Fox deal. So there is that, as well as the Fantastic Four, which hopefully we'll be getting probably at this point because of the strikes that have been going on, hopefully within the next 8 years. So we'll see what happens there. But do you think it's because of the type of heroes that they had available to them and they didn't really know how to execute? Because Moon Knight, everyone was really, really excited about Moon Knight. Everyone was stoked about it. I was really excited about it. I hadn't really read a lot of Moon Knight before, but I decided, you know what? I'm going to go down, get some Moon Knight comics. I'm going to read these things and understand this character.
Yeah.
That helped me going into this, but I just don't know that the average moviegoer, someone who loves the Marvel movies, I always use my wife as a reference, someone who really loves the MCU, but she's not going to go sit down and read a series that came out years ago.
Well, word of mouth hasn't been as good as the original phases either.
No, for sure.
People
Right, but
talking about, oh, I saw this and this was good, regardless, because like Iron Man and Cap and Black Widow and characters like that weren't huge characters when those movies came out. And still people got on board because the movies were good and the word of mouth was good and there was a trajectory. Oh, all these characters are going to come together. That's super cool. Oh, there's this big bad guy that they're building to. That's super cool. And what's the word of mouth on this? Oh, there's going to be a multiverse. Well, I'm sorry. Cross the Spider-Verse beat you to it. Everything Everywhere All at Once beat you to it. The Flash beat you to it. That's not something that's hooking people. And I'm sure there's other examples of multiverse stuff.
For sure.
The CW stuff, just so many things mainstream have. So that's not hooking people.
Well, not only that,
word of mouth isn't great.
It's explaining the multiverse to someone is kind of confusing.
Sure.
And how do you care? Like, why do you care?
Yeah. Hey, there's another universe out there where you could actually be a this and this. Okay, cool.
But then there's another one.
But there's another one. And then there's someone who can travel to all these universes and
bad.
kill everyone. He's real bad because he likes to conquer all of them.
He's a conqueror.
See, that to me, like...
Why doesn't he just try to conquer the universe that you're in?
Yeah, I just...
From a narrative standpoint, you know what I mean?
Ryan, do you think it's like going back to them not
I'm
trying
already
to
bored
be...
hearing you guys talk about it.
No, they're trying to...
I'm ready to move on.
Like they're not
like a math
they're not
equation.
trying to be relatable enough is like I think is a concern, or they're trying to be too relatable to too many audiences.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like,
Fair.
like Paul was saying, I think that a lot of the characters we've got in earlier phases weren't exactly household names or super popular to begin with. Like nobody knew who the hell Groot was, you know, before we got Guardians of the Galaxy, and now he's all over toys. He's got his own cartoon, little baby Groot, you know, like things have a way of growing in their own right if you have the right, you know, property behind it, the right story. But yeah, I don't know. I think there might just it just might be too much thrown at people all at once. Like people, I use my brother is a good example for me of somebody who is into the movies and refuses almost to watch any of the shows because it's just too much of a commitment. Even though I keep saying like there's some pretty good stuff in there. You know, you might not think She-Hulk sounds that cool, but maybe WandaVision's worth a shot, or Loki, or Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I just recently rewatched again, and I liked it a lot more the second time through. I think there is some good stuff in there, but it's just there's just so much. It gets tiring.
I'm curious, what would be your top 3 out of the Disney Plus shows if you were to do like your favorite versus least?
I am trying to work through a phase 4 rewatch from start to finish because I haven't seen most of that stuff since it first came out, and it ran right up against my Star Wars Ahsoka preparation that I'm trying to do too. So I'm a little drowning in Star Wars, Marvel, Disney stuff. Yeah, which I think that's a big part of the problem people are having here.
Yeah.
Well, Bob Iger this week, I'm pretty sure, said that he is going to cut back on Marvel and Star Wars stuff specifically. Star Wars stuff, I hope they do movies. I want to see Star Wars movies. I think the shows have been not as boring as the Marvel shows. Like, we didn't love Obi-Wan, but it just got nominated for an Emmy. I think the only Star Wars show that I watched and went is Boba Fett. Everything else was enjoyable and at least some right. But Marvel, it's like floundering. Like, what's going on? And I think cutting back on Marvel specifically is a great idea, and to hear the guy who runs the company say that is like, okay, they are understanding that there's too much.
Yeah.
And I hope that from a side note, Star Wars standpoint, I hope that means less TV shows and more movies. Because I don't know about you guys, even the Star Wars movies I don't like, I like them. I want to see more Star Wars movies.
I don't know. We just got some information on that Acolyte. Looked pretty cool.
Yeah, Acolyte's dope. I'm excited for that.
Cool.
Yeah. But and not like cartoons. I want to watch like
live action.
Yeah, and Ahsoka looks dope. And I was rewatching The Last Jedi yesterday, and that movie's still pretty cool. You know, I
know. I'm catching up. I like you, Ryan. I'm catching up with the Ahsoka stuff by watching a lot of Rebels and getting ready because Dave Filoni did come out and say that this is going to be like the last season of Rebels, but as a live action. So I'm very, very excited to see what's going on there.
I was just telling Ryan last night, we were talking about kind of like what we're going to go over for today. And I was telling him I'm watching Rebels for the first time. I'm only like 5 or 6 episodes into the first season, but I like it a lot.
It's really good.
And Ryan's a big fan.
That's
of
really,
Rebels.
really good.
So
Yeah, it's amazing.
yeah,
And I
great
feel
characters.
Like all this talk of cutting back on movies and TV shows is a great way to segue into the Screen Actors Guild strike and the the impetus for this
It's
strike.
impotent too.
It's impotent. Yeah, it's gonna be. But is that apparently the studios were talking about in this new contract? We're talking about having extras on for a day, paying them for that, but scanning them, using them for CGI purposes for later extras, and not paying them for their likeness. And the Screen Actors Guild went, no. So we're on strike now, and that also hurts the studio's leverage on the writers because apparently they were going to try to strong arm them and just wait until all the writers lost their homes to give them a better contract.
That's
which
so
just
terrible.
looks whether
That's such a bad
maybe
look.
the studios did offer the writers a acceptable contract
Fair
that
deal,
if we all saw it we would go like this. But I feel like if it was, the studio would be telling us what they did.
Right.
But instead they're being all like, no, we're just going to make them lose their homes before we give
That's
them like
so
health care or something. But I don't know. But what do you guys
dude.
think of all that? And
This is the first time in 60 years
yeah.
since the writers and the actors have gone on strike. 60 years. I don't know if you guys remember the 2007, 2008 writers' strike that happened.
We got Revenge of the Fallen.
We got Revenge of the Fallen, and we got probably one of the worst TV series finales of all time in Lost.
Yeah.
The show was ruined because of the writers' strike. I loved Lost.
Me
I
too.
loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I hated the ending. I
Oh my
hated a
God.
lot of the
Yeah.
stuff that was going on during the writers' strike.
That sucks.
And a lot of shows fell into that. Like even like I know
Breaking
I'm gonna
Bad's
sound like
first
such
season
a-
got cut short because of the writer's strike.
So there you go. And I'm going to sound like a nerd, but I loved The West Wing. Like I really did love The West Wing. Nerd. And the last like 2 or 3 seasons, Aaron Sorkin wasn't on because of the writer's strike and because he had bad drug problems and other things like that. But but there was a writer's strike that happened.
Ryan had the same reaction I did.
There was a big writer's strike at the time, and it was not the ending that everyone really loved. Anyway, but
Well, the drug
this
dealers
is-
went on
Point
strike.
being,
like we have these amazing shows that are out like now, like Last of Us, Mandalorian, some of the great things that we love to watch. We're not going to be able to see for quite some time.
A long time.
Last of Us, second most Emmy nominations for any show.
24?
Second to
pretty
Succession.
dope. I like the show.
Succession got the most nominations for Emmys.
Well deserved.
I gotta watch.
Very
Succession.
much so.
Yeah.
I'm just finished the first season and it's great.
Oh,
When
Succession's-
when all the content dries up and no one has anything new to watch, people need to go back and watch Succession and The Wire and The Sopranos and like everything.
Breaking
Be
Bad,
reminded of what
all
great
There's plenty
TV
on there.
is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Give us a chance to catch up on things. That's for sure.
That sucks though. That it's such a bad look. I mean,
Well-
so what were we saying? What's not going to get affected?
So the one thing I know for certain that is not going to be affected, we were talking a little before the show, the House of Dragons season 2
Thank goodness.
is still going to come out when it's supposed to because those actors are part of local unions in England, and that is not part of the
The Queen's Union.
yeah, right, correct. Or the Kings, whatever. I don't know how that works.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But
Kings.
they are not part of the SAG strike, at least not yet.
yeah.
And
yeah.
they're able to continue filming and doing stuff. Because who knows, maybe they're in solidarity might go, we're not going to do this either. But who knows? They have work and they like their
I
contracts.
wonder if that is a transition that some of these companies could think about. Is like if we move someplace else, we source the majority of our filming to a foreign country. Can that help us? Or I don't know.
There's like a loophole.
Maybe.
Because there can't be rewrites and stuff like that if you have like the main writers. I don't know, the contracts and all the stuff. It's complicated for them to get figured out. But I think that eventually, and I hope this isn't the case, but I think eventually stuff gets canceled instead of delayed.
Yep.
Because
We're probably going to get a nice, well, not nice. We're probably going to get a large list of stuff that's going to get seriously
Superman
affected.
Legacy is going to get.
Oh yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
yeah.
The DCU is going to be
Super
affected
screwed
by this.
Super screwed.
They just announced all the guys they cast, and the next day the SAG
I'm wondering if that was a strategy because like they were like, hey,
Oh,
this is
wow.
probably going to happen. Let's tell them who else is in this movie, get the buzz going because give 'em
Because they
something
had
to
a
last
feeling
out
that
for
it
a
was
little
gonna-
while
that's
because this is
possible.
gonna be-
Well, that's why I was thinking we got all this not leaked, but like all this Wolverine and Deadpool stuff. It's like everybody's getting all hyped. Shout outs to the T. My boy Desmond hooked me up to the nice little, thank
it's
you.
cute.
It is super cute. I was really, really stoked when I got to see that, and it just kind of puts a damper on things. That it's like, what's going to get affected?
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
I know that's part of why James Gunn rushed and finished the script for Superman Legacy. Got it in right before the strike happened for the writers. And I didn't make the connection between all the casting announcements and the strike happening. So I don't know if they're able, like, if they're on strike, I don't know how they're going to film any of it, regardless of whether or not they're announced, you know? So I guess all they can hope for is to keep hype up somehow, but it just feels very uncertain.
All kind of random stuff. It does suck. It's really depressing when you actually think about how hyped you are to hear all these news and all this casting, and all these, and then you're like, what's going to happen?
It's a little nerve wracking, but we do have hope for this summer.
Oh,
okay.
We do.
In the last couple of days, we got our brand new trailer for the Ashoka series coming exclusively to the Plus. August 23rd, Rosario Dawson. She looks great. It's going to be a 2-episode premiere the first night.
Dope.
We're going to be trying to do something a little bit every week as far as reviewing the episodes and try to bring in guys like maybe, I don't know, a guy that like knows Rebels really well. We might have him involved in some capacity.
I know a guy.
We know a guy that could call in and, you know, voice his opinion. I'm excited to finish Rebel. I told Ryan, I was like, I'm trying to watch all of it before Ahsoka comes out. He's like, yeah,
doing your homework.
You got some time, you know, to check it out. But we're gonna check out this Ahsoka trailer.
I'm excited
right now, and
let's watch it.
Yep. Me too. I actually haven't watched it yet. I'm waiting for the show.
War is inevitable. One must destroy in order to create.
R.I.P. Ray Stevenson.
We are no Jedi.
Oh, wow. That was dope.
Right?
I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power, such as you've never dreamed.
I've spent most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one. You and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me, Master.
That's pretty dope.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can.
Young
I'm
Ezra.
counting on you to see this through.
Nice haircut.
That was kind of funny.
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
Buckle up.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in vain. You have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Dope.
Let's go.
Wow.
So
I think it all looks dope. I have 2 questions.
ask him.
Not 2 questions.
Well, ask him.
That's Ryan.
Well, no, I'm excited to see the Thrawn stuff get adapted, and
throned.
it looks like what?
Get throned.
Yeah,
Ahsoka 2 get throned.
Yeah, that part. Okay, Frank. But I'm excited to see that kind of story come, and it gave me the same vibes as Jedi Fallen Order did.
All the vibes.
Honestly, I'm gonna keep saying vibes for Quan. But I like am super interested in seeing that world. But I have 2 things. One thing that annoyed me in the trailer that doesn't really matter. The haircut line was stupid. Like,
Yeah, of course, this is gonna be corny stuff.
Who cares? But this better be a show about Ahsoka and not her apprentice.
I mean, but if it's about her
I'm
apprentice,
kind of
it's still about her too, though.
Not
you
if
know what I mean?
But she's
you
part
know,
of
you and I.
their group. Their crew.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. The way what's her name took a lot of the story from Obi-Wan and Obi-Wan. I do
Lil
not.
Leia?
Reva.
No,
Reva.
Yeah,
Reva. Yeah.
I don't want that to happen with this character.
Little Leia in the trench coat.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
I hear you.
I don't, because they've been doing this a lot, where there's a show with a character named, and there are whole episodes that are not about that character.
We're definitely getting like 2 episodes like with her not
I'm
in
not
it.
watching this show for her. I don't mean to be.
But
When do we get the Mandalorian
I will-
episode?
But I will argue that
For real.
Sabine is a much more important character to the
Than
Star
all-
Wars
than, like,
universe than Reva
Bro.
is.
Of course.
Right, but I need Ahsoka to be involved.
Absolutely.
I need there to not.
It's her master.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Because
You
they have a
getting
pension.
spicy already.
Do they not have a penchant for like distracting from the main character of a show?
Oh no doubt.
100%.
Yeah.
No, they're good at it.
I think I'm well founded in my concern of that.
Like
But-
the Mandalorian episodes in Boba
exactly,
Fett.
exactly. But everything
The
else
best
about
ones
this
of
looks
Boba
super
Fett.
dope. Ray
The best
Stevenson
one,
looks dope. The action looks dope. Don't get me twisted. I'm really
twisting you,
excited
dog.
for this show.
I'm twisting you, man.
Don't twist me, please. But I'm really excited for this show and to see all that stuff come together. I just hope they keep the main thing the main thing.
What you think, man? I know you were stoked about it this whole time. What's going on over there?
Sorry, Daddy.
I'm just excited to see my boy Chopper on screen. Man. Like, I love that little guy so much. Like, I honestly can't wait to see him on live action. My favorite robot in all of Star Wars, for
That's
sure.
cool.
But I see where Paul's coming from. I mean, I feel like they do have the tendency, but I think Donovan also brought up a good point too, that like the comparison between Reva and Sabine Wren is
2 different stories.
unfair.
Yeah.
I think Sabine
Fair.
has a lot more backstory, especially when you get into the episodes of Rebels where they get into like her family history on the planet Mandalore,
Yeah.
and watching that because I just finished. I've only seen Rebels once, and I just finished a couple weeks ago. But knowing the things that are, I also haven't seen Mandalorian season 3 yet. I'm working towards that, but I know a lot of
It was
that
fun.
is around the planet Mandalore and
Yeah.
like their struggles with the Darksaber and who's going to rule the planet and everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of that setup happened actually way back in Rebels
Mhm.
with Sabine's family history, and there's just a lot of cool stuff in there. So I'm a little excited that they're putting her a little more elevated in this story. I didn't
Okay.
see that coming, and I think the more Rebels ties they can do in Ahsoka, the better it will be. Because I think if we just get Ahsoka running around solving mysteries or whatever the hell it could just turn into a Mandalorian, but with lightsabers. You know, like that's my least favorite part about
wouldn't be mad at
Mandalorian
that.
is that it's one guy walking around solving mysteries, and you know, it got a little boring in the early seasons anyway. In
There
the
you
first
go.
season.
We've already seen. We saw it was the character. He's like the larger, the alien Zeb. Is that?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Zeb.
Zeb, yeah.
We've already seen him. You know, kind of he's going to be featured in this. You mentioned Chopper,
Ray Stevenson
Sabine.
looks dope.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
That's crazy.
I think that the series looks great, and like I just said, I've only started Rebels.
Yeah.
I'm only like 5-6 episodes in. So watching the trailer, like I've watched the trailer once or twice. It's every time I watch it, it makes me more excited to go watch Rebels.
Who do we know? Because I don't know too much about them. Who are these like little badass like Sith dudes that are running
So
around?
I don't think they're Sith. I think they're Dark Jedi.
Yes, they are
Yeah,
Dark
yeah.
Jedi.
Because
there
you notice
was
the
something-
music when they show the Lucasfilm
Or are
logo,
they?
it's very different.
Yeah.
And I think that
I
they're
did-
trying to show you like more of the ancient history and more of like the mystical
Could
or
lead
magical
into-
side of
They mentioned that their
maybe High
sabers
Republic,
aren't-
Ryan. Maybe.
They're orange. They're not red
It
or
could
something
give
like that.
acolyte vibes.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Vibes. All the
Vibes.
vibes.
And did we see Luke? This is the first time I saw this trailer. Was that Luke with the green saber? She's like, I have all the power. And there was a
No.
guy with a green saber.
That was her.
holding
I
it.
think that was Sabine.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. I
Oh,
think that was
Sabine,
Sabine.
sorry.
Yeah.
We have studio lights here, and there's a tiny monitor, and she had short hair, and it looked like Luke with a green saber.
I think Sabine has Ezra's lightsaber,
Yeah.
which if I remember,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
green.
yeah.
That's
makes
what
sense.
Yeah.
So my favorite thing about Rebels, I've watched it all the way through once, haven't watched it. Ezra is
Dope.
dope. He's
So
like one of my
cool.
favorite characters, and it looks like he's going to be in the show. And I know this contradicts what I just said about distracting from the main character, but I'm excited.
But
to
I'm
see
excited
him
to
in it.
see this side character.
I'm excited to see Ezra in it, and him and Ahsoka meet back up.
Yeah.
One of my favorite episodes. I know it's towards the end of Rebels is when he and Darth Maul kind of tricks him to going into the Sith temple, and Ahsoka shows up. That's one of my favorite episodes of a cartoon.
Do you think we
ever.
get Anakin and or Darth Vader in a flashback
maybe Anakin?
And a flashback, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought
Oh,
I
no.
saw Hayden Christensen was going to be
Yeah,
in,
he is in this.
Ahsoka.
He is in this, and I think he's playing Vader in this, and he's not being Anakin, from my understanding. So, but it's also possible that they were like, "Yeah, let's do some flashbacks too. We have you," and it worked in Obi-Wan, which
Kind of.
did. You could,
Yeah.
you could see a
Kind of.
little of the wrinkles in people. I'm seeing a little age.
A little bit.
Dude, I can't wait. I'm excited
Yeah,
for
I'm
this
really
show.
excited
Yeah.
for Ahsoka. I think it proves just how much everyone really loves Star Wars, and even when there's some not great stuff. Star
And
Wars
Dave
is still good.
Filoni's behind it. I mean, if this is the guy that George
Created
Lucas handpicked this guy to really carry the cross, if you will, or the torch rather.
The lightsaber.
The saber, hold his saber going forward for Star Wars. And Dave Filoni, he understands the Star Wars universe probably the second best under George Lucas as far as, what's going on and how we understand the universe and these characters and these themes. And I mean, I always go back to this, but if you watch the roundtable he did when they had all the different directors of The Mandalorian, him talk about the Duel of the Fates and what it actually means to the Star Wars world, I was like, how could anyone not be convinced that this is the guy that takes Star Wars into the next future? Like, why do we keep hanging things on Kathleen Kennedy and some of these
he
other
absolutely
guys?
should
Like,
be the guy.
he should be the Kathleen. I think that Lucasfilm should be run by Jon Favreau,
Well,
and
you say
Star
that.
Wars should be.
But
Dave
you know who
Filoni.
handpicked Kathleen Kennedy to run Lucasfilm? George Lucas. Kathleen Kennedy has been the co-producer since the first Indiana Jones.
No, and I understand that, but I also understand that she might be a little out of touch.
Fight.
We are not
But
fighting.
no, we'll fight. Who
Oh my God.
who put Dave Filoni in the position he is in to run these shows?
George Lucas.
The government.
Kathleen Kennedy did. George Lucas isn't calling any shots at
He did with Clone
Lucasfilm?
Wars when he was the
No,
executive
but I'm talking about
producer
now.
of
You
Clone
think
Wars.
Filoni's just giving himself the shows? Kathleen Kennedy is.
Well, no, but I mean, he had to prove himself. Okay,
But Kathleen Kennedy could have easily been like, no. But she stuck with the plan and took the
right.
dude
But you
who
don't
proved
think that
himself.
at some point George was like, yeah, make sure he's on for the rest of this because if you're gonna have anyone as
I think
close
that's
to-
why he appointed her, though. He trusted her to do stuff.
I
like
think
that.
he consulted with Lucas. Filoni consulted with Lucas when he was creating the Ahsoka
Listen,
character. Was
They
it?
asked
Or
me,
Clone Wars?
dude. They asked
as
me,
far as
dude. I said it was
Kathleen
okay.
Look at this guy. He's
As
just
far
soaking
as
it up.
Kathleen Kennedy and the most recent Star Wars things, with the exception of Rogue One and Andor, as far as some of these newer things, Solo,
Right. But I think Kathleen Kennedy gets a lot of unnecessary.
Rise of
unnecessary
Skywalker.
flack. Last Jedi and Force Awakens. I love those two.
I fine, but like the
And they made $1 billion.
Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's like the worst one.
Yeah, I just named a few examples there of how
Obi-Wan's
good-
fine.
Obi-Wan is not fine.
It's nominated for an Emmy.
Did she have
doesn't
any,
mean anything.
did she have anything to do with Willow? Because they pulled
Yes,
the
she
movie.
did.
They
Well,
pulled the
alright,
movie
well,
off
if
of
we're playing
Plus.
this
She
That
did.
the show was so bad
And
they
Indiana
pulled the
Jones.
movie off of Plus.
Filoni and Favreau were the showrunners for Boba Fett.
That's true.
So
Yeah, that's
Sure.
fine.
Well, they're incorporating a lot of
Okay,
the
so
stuff
that's
from
all I'm
Clone Wars
saying.
and whatever.
If-
Cad Bane looked cool in live action.
Dude, he looks so cool.
He did.
Anyways, I think
Fett.
everyone at Lucasfilm is where they're supposed to be. I've enjoyed the majority of the Star Wars stuff that has come out.
That was fun.
And even the stuff I don't like, I don't hate. Like, I don't hate Boba Fett. You like Boba Fett.
Oh, I loved Boba
Yeah,
Fett.
exactly. So
Yeah, but it
Absolutely
wasn't.
lying.
It wasn't what you
Boba
thought
Fett.
it was going to be,
Yeah.
though. Did you saw Boba Fett, Ryan?
I literally just watched that like right before vacation. I'm still
Oh, nice.
I'm getting through all my Star Wars stuff.
Okay,
And,
so what did you think of that?
I knew that it was like despised basically by the entire fandom, so I had my bar set real low,
Not me.
which helped. I came in and was
It's
like,
not
okay, this
horrible, it's fine.
I don't like Boba Fett like as a character really. Maybe that puts me aside. I don't think he was ever that interesting. But I did like the whole, organized crime aspect
Yeah.
of seeing that in Star
wanted
Wars.
more
thought
of
was really
that.
Yeah,
cool.
see, that's what I thought that they were going to go towards. And when I saw Mandalorian, I went, "Oh, they're setting things up." Because I thought the same thing. It was be cool to see like the underground, the underworld of Star Wars, and like how he's supposed to be the righteous justice of the mafia of the Star Wars
Sure.
universe. Him being the Daimo or the Dido, I don't know, Dido. What days don't go
Yeah,
to
the Dido. Eminem featuring the Dido.
Daimyo.
Damio?
Dear Boba. I thought I
A
told
very
you,
small
you don't want to be a
nitpick. I
soda.
kind of would rather have seen an organized crime Star Wars show happen on Coruscant versus dusty old Tatooine. But
Absolutely. I wanted
That's minor.
Boba to have like some sit downs at Satrial's,
Spies.
and they were like stealing
Exactly.
tile or something somewhere, and from
Yep.
redecorating Jabba's palace. That kind of thing. Where some tiles fell off the back of the speeder, and you know what I mean, like something like that.
I feel you.
There wasn't like much crime of him becoming a crime boss.
Right.
There really wasn't a whole lot of crime element. They're like, this is going to be
half the
Star
time
Wars.
watching him float in the back to tank.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Every
Well,
episode.
They had
or
they
somebody.
had the blueprint for it of like him garnering the trust of the Sand People and then going after the Pikes.
That show
and then
started
going
off
That
great, in my
episode was
opinion.
great.
Again, Disney Plus starts off things great for some things, but I liked a lot of Boba Fett. It was fun. Him sitting on a
That's how I feel about
Rancor.
Obi-Wan.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
I thought it ended really good. I liked the ending of Boba Fett a lot too. I thought it was a really good battle sequence.
I think the
in
Rancor
streets.
thing was cool. Yeah. I don't like the Power Rangers crew that's involved.
Yeah.
Dude does
That-
the spin.
that
That
was
was one
terrible.
of the dumbest scenes I've ever seen. I'm sorry. When the little Power Ranger dude with the colored motorbike, he spins for absolutely no reason, and it looks
It was
so
like the guys with Back to the
bad.
Future.
I was waiting for Alpha to show up and be like, Rangers, no, Rangers.
Oh my word.
But no,
That was
anyways.
so good.
I love it.
Well, I'm glad
I'm
it's
excited
over.
for Ahsoka. I think that's the moral of the story, right?
So to summarize,
Full circle.
yep.
To summarize, Ahsoka seems cool.
we always
sure.
make it back. Not always the smoothest, but we do.
Eventually.
Eventually. I mean, we got some more good stuff coming out other than Ahsoka. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, coming up in August, we get our first live adaptation.
Jesus, our producer just yawned right in the middle of our production.
Just yawn.
Guess we're really doing good this week.
We're knocking it out of the park. Jaime Reyes is taking the mantle of Blue Beetle, and that's coming out in August as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is considered James Gunn's DC, but I mean, he's saying it's kind of
who knows?
connected. I don't know. I'm looking forward to this movie. When's it? August? I think the first or second week of August, I think. But we're gonna check out the trailer right now, and we'll critique it after.
First that.
I have seen.
Okay. I want to fly. Let's do this. Yeah!
You gotta force it to come out.
What do you... You're a genius.
What? I know. But what I say?
Did you know what was going to happen to my brother when you stuck him with this world-destroying thing?
It's called the Scarab.
I had no idea it would activate. It has to choose you.
So how did we get it to unchoose me?
Host acquired.
Looks good.
Systems tracking 3, 2.
Uptown, baby. I was down, but they see I'm up down, baby.
Host overreacting.
Overreacting? You kidnapped me! When I hit you with that, you know.
Threat approaching. Engaging host protection.
Kick it like it's judo. And when we get in mode, I'ma dog it like I'm Cujo.
Threat eliminated.
Sorry about that! Are they trying to steal away? Cut it out, cut it out.
What do you think the government is gonna do when they figure out that some kid has this military tech?
Bust it down, bust it down.
We are going to change the world with the power of the Scarab. It belongs to me.
Watch out, watch out! Out the way, don't stop! Oh, he's pissed. Listen to me! Uptown, baby. You got the wrong guy! I'm a nobody! I swear! I was down, but they see I'm up now, baby.
The world is a place to protect.
I have an arsenal at my disposal.
Anything, please!
Watch and learn, Jaime.
Whoa!
Whatever you can imagine, I can create.
Yeah, that's more like it.
That love you feel for your family makes you weak. You're wrong.
My family? That's what makes me strong.
Oh, I forgot how bad it looks. Target the family.
Sorry, my mom.
Jaime?
You are a superhero, cabron.
Y'all take shots, y'all aim up. Whoa!
You're the Blue Beetle.
I could use that arsenal right about now!
Thought you'd never ask.
Hell yeah! They've been trying to stop the way, don't stop! Bust it down, bust it down! Nah.
I advise we back away.
know how I feel about the Meek Mill song over the trailer. I don't know if that worked, but that trailer was dope.
Was that Meek Mill?
That was 100% Meek
I
Mill.
don't think that was Meek Mill.
That was Meek Mill.
Ryan, what'd you think about that trailer?
I have no idea who Meek Mill is, but the trailer looked cool. I'm a little wary of getting excited for stuff now. Unfortunately,
Same.
It's easy to make a cool trailer, but
Same.
I'm a little bummed out. It looks. I don't know anything about Blue Beetle at all. I'll get that out of the way, but it looks a little too close to Green Lantern for my taste. As a Green Lantern fan, just the guy has the ability to create anything he wants with his powers, and I'm getting pissed now that both Blue Beetle and like Miss Marvel are beating Green Lantern to getting a good on-screen live action representation.
I can see that.
Blue Beetle's great. I'm excited for this. I love this storyline too. The Scarab is like this ancient technology from Egypt, and it was played around with Sigourney Weaver's character. I always forget her name, but she ends up playing with this thing and making it the most advanced piece of technology as far as like creating a soldier for it. And it has to choose somebody, and that's what they're trying to figure out. Get him to not choose, and that one shows him, and I love this. I can't wait for this. My only issue with this is
George Lopez.
Sure. That's it. No,
I thought he was serious.
no, of course not. George Lopez is great.
I hate his beard in this.
So we just enjoy this just as a regular, just a superhero movie.
I heard that they might even be putting Aquaman in the theaters at the end of the year.
Damn.
It might just be a streaming option.
Damn, that sucks.
So I don't know.
I mean,
It's Meek Mill.
damn, I got you.
Oh, okay.
Good $5 player.
Anyways,
No, I think visually it looks amazing. I think they're going to lean a lot. I mean, of course, they got George Lopez and they're going to lean a lot into the comedy. But for anybody that's watched any Teen Titans or Titans and all that kind of stuff, Blue Beetle's awesome. And he's he's kind of just like that, you know? So I'm digging it.
Like me too. Interestingly enough, I think I liked it for the same reason Ryan didn't, which is interesting. It gave me Green Lantern vibes, and I thought that was kind of cool vibes.
Damn,
I'm into it. I think it looks fun.
One vibey introduction.
It felt like a conglomerate of Iron Man 1 and a good Green Lantern story, and I think that sounds pretty cool.
I hope it has connective tissue to what they're trying to do with DC.
But what are
as a
they?
whole.
What are they doing with DC?
I don't
as a
know.
whole?
We're gonna have to wait 2 years
You know what
to
I
find
mean?
out. I
Like,
guess.
What are they doing at this point?
Because we hear James Gunn go, the Flash is going to reset the entire DC timeline, and we're like, okay, great.
Right.
And
so then, what is
but the Flash
he
didn't really
involved?
give us anything as far as resetting the DC timeline. It just showed us that there's other universes out there.
I think that's what resetting it was.
We got Clooney.
We're gonna be dropped
Really, because
into a
when
different
I
universe.
reset something, I press the reset and
it just restarts.
But we'll see what happens. I don't know. And then he's like, this will be a part of the DCU, this character. But Superman Legacy, that's when the DCU starts. So the Authority, the other projects that are before that doesn't. So that does count.
It's very confusing.
Doesn't count.
Well, I think they're casting members of the Authority to be in Superman Legacy. There's going to be a lot of characters in the Superman Legacy
right,
movie.
but I'm saying he says that the DCU starts at Superman Legacy. So
Right.
is that the first project coming out? Because I thought like the Authority and some of these other projects.
It's the
were
first James
before.
Gunn joint.
You thought
Superman's
it's
first.
the first.
Yeah, Superman
film.
is first.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's first film. Okay.
Creature Commandos, I guess, comes out first.
Yes,
That's the
which is a
cartoon, the
cartoon.
animated series. What the hell was I just gonna say? I think they're saying that I think James Gunn is coming out and saying that Blue Beetle is connected because that's probably at least part of the reason why Flash didn't do so well at the box office, because people thought it doesn't count going forward.
yeah.
I guess I don't need to see it. So maybe they're trying to spin it the other way and be like, this one counts. You guys better be there because he's gonna matter in the future. But
That's possible.
it feels very standalone to me, and I think that's good. I think we
Yeah,
need
I agree.
standalone superhero stuff too.
I agree.
I think if you make it well, it's good and it's standalone, and it doesn't necessarily have to have a bunch of ties in it, but if it doesn't have contradictory stuff in it, you can always just slot it in. You know what I mean? Say, yeah, this took place then in this universe. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, Batman's on TV.
Yeah.
Like it just
I think
can
it's
fit
just
nicely.
I think it's so unfortunate nowadays, especially with all the multiverse stuff, that like we have to go into it thinking like, what's this connect to, and like, who is this, and what is this going to matter? And if we do just get a really good standalone superhero movie, it should just be cool, you know?
Sure.
But I don't know if that's going to happen. So
Yeah,
we'll
but
see.
that's a built-in expectation, don't you think, Ryan? Like where they have to connect everything. It's like you're waiting for a post-credit scene for everything.
I waited in Mission Impossible, and I knew there wasn't even one in there.
No post-credit scene?
No, I googled it afterwards. I was like, what if,
Nick Fury didn't show up?
he's
Nick Fury didn't go to recruit.
Tom Cruise from The Mummy didn't show up?
Dude, it's
James
a
Bond
multiverse.
showed up.
Tom
James Bond,
Cruise
Ethan Hawke.
verse?
And it's
Yeah, the Tom Cruise verse, the Cruiserverse.
Oh my god.
I stood up before the lights even came on when that movie ended. I loved the movie, but I was getting out of there.
You're like, I'm out, dog.
All right.
AI.
Ryan, I was going to ask you, I mean, we're always going to bring it back to the comics because we read a lot of comics, and so do you. What's the status right now with like a release date as far as Crashdown goes?
October.
Boom.
Nice.
I'm excited.
I saw you guys were on with JPG when we announced the delay, like very last minute, unfortunately. But yeah, we're pushing it back until October so we can have more time to promote it and we can get approved for a sequel volume already, which is exciting and also a little terrifying all at once. So we're gonna have a Crashdown Volume 2 at some future date, as well as a like one-shot issue that bridges. That's more like a post Volume 1 more so than a bridge the gap between both.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to it. I mean, I've got more time to pre-order more copies. Yeah.
You do, but also the good news is all of the previous orders anybody did are still locked in. So if you did order it already, you're good.
That's actually really good to hear because sometimes stuff like that doesn't happen.
No, I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited to read that, and I'm excited for you guys and to be able to say that I know you guys.
Yeah, that's the
pretty
cool
cool
part.
too. A little selfish,
no big deal.
Sure.
you know, put one up in the
I'd love to
frame
come
in
to
the office.
Vegas and hang out, but not if it's 100 and whatever the hell degrees it is over there.
For the next month.
114 when I got out of my truck.
It's 107 now.
Yeah, it'll cool down in like
It's 7 o'clock
November.
in the
October
evening, and it's 110 degrees outside.
I've been sweating
Yeah.
already in here.
Yeah, it's
Nope.
You're like, nope, I'll come in the
I know,
wintertime.
and I'm playing pickleball after this, so I'm gonna be sweating my what's off.
We were taking bets on whether you'd come in with pickleball stuff before you got here.
No, my stuff is back at the house. I'll get it at my house and then go to the court.
All right,
Damn shame. We could have played pickleball in here.
I love
If
it.
Quan will let us.
Never in a million years.
You guys going down to San Diego Comic-Con, Ryan?
We are.
Boom.
Next week, it's going to be my first time ever at San Diego. So
Sick.
my first time going to be promoting my first comic,
That's cool.
which is odd. It's an odd feeling. I haven't
Sounds
really
crazy, right?
grappled with it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, we're going to have I don't know if it's been announced yet, but we're having an Ashcan, like a Crashdown Ashcan exclusive San Diego variant cover. That's going to be
cool.
It's pretty. I think the cover's getting debuted on our next podcast, which I think drops tomorrow or the next day. I don't know. They filmed it while I was on vacation, so I'm not really involved in that podcast. But I know the cover art for this Crashdown exclusive debuts on that show, and it is pretty.
Well, definitely as soon as it gets announced, we're going to share it, share the crap out of it everywhere. So
Yeah, man.
I can guarantee that.
That's exciting, for sure. And the San Diego Comic-Con,
really is.
I mean, you said it's the first time that you're going to be down there?
Yeah, and then the book launches right around New York Comic Con. We timed it to October for that reason, so it's going to be my first time going to New York Comic Con as well.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's got to be so exciting.
That's such a cool
Moving up in
feeling,
the
dude.
world.
Yeah, I was like literally from going into reading things and then you're actually making them and then going to large Comic Cons to promote them. It's insane. That's super cool.
I've started giving review copies to like a couple friends of mine for issue 1 to be like, this is kind of pretty much locked in. We can maybe make some dialogue changes last minute, especially now that there's a delay. So like, let me know if you guys think this sucks. Please tell me if it sucks. And people aren't saying it sucks.
Tell me now, please.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I'm a little anxious. I might see if I can maybe slip one your guys' way. I don't know. I think that'd be cool.
Please
We're
do.
ready.
Please do.
Advanced look at it, but
Yes. I like that.
that'd be fun. I don't think we've given it to anybody with a platform of any kind. So
I didn't.
we'll
didn't
see.
wanna
But
ask, but
No,
now
we-
that you say it,
we're asking.
We won't object, Ryan,
Yeah.
if you want to send one our
Yeah,
way. We'll
you
do
know.
it.
I want one.
exactly.
I want one.
This Ashcan coming out next week is gonna have I think it's got 8, maybe 10 pages of the book in there. So that's a significant portion of it already.
Ooh.
So might as well.
Yes.
when in Rome. I don't know if that works in that situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Good reference. I'll take it. I'll take an Anchorman reference.
Yeah. There you go.
Win in Rome. Perfect. Ryan, again, thank you for taking the time. We appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. And
Got to get you to Vegas.
yeah, well,
Springtime. Springtime.
yes. springish time, or
I'm
the
a big
fall.
fan, you guys. I've been binging the hell out of you ever since I came on with Tom the first time. I think I've watched like everything you've done, at least since then.
That's so dope.
That's
Thank
very
you.
kind of you.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate that.
That really is.
I got to get back on for one of these comic book shows too. Once I get current,
Oh, yeah,
I'm like
new
2 weeks
comic
behind
book
now
day
because of
for sure.
vacay.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll reach out the next week or two and try to do a new comic book day segment with you, and we'll go over all the stuff we're reading. I mean, I'm
do
always
not see
behind
why
too,
not.
so I pick up 10 books and I read 3. So
I don't
And then
buy
you go
as
pick
many
up-
as you guys, so I do a little better at keeping up because
Same here.
I would be literally drowning. And
That's me.
You're like me currently.
no
I
thanks.
got like 25 a week or so usually.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
I have like
that's a lot to do, I did.
5 a week, so I couldn't imagine.
And it's all Batman, Superman, it seems like.
Ah!
And Nightwing.
Wrong.
Oh, look at you.
Try again.
No, what's the next one though? Put up the next one.
the next one is Superman.
But not Batman. Not Batman.
The
third
Night
one is not
Terrors,
Batman.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm so glad.
Anyways, now that I've been bullied, we can go home.
Ryan,
It's
we
not a show with
appreciate
me
it.
Unless I bully Paul.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's true.
No,
He bullied me
not
last
exactly.
Time too.
It's
Talk crap
okay.
about
He
like
can
a
take
Star
it.
Wars thing or something. I don't know.
I love it.
I get bullied all the time.
We're looking forward to talking to you in the future. We're going to reach out and see if we can get you on, for maybe one of the weeks when we're doing Ahsoka, or maybe beforehand,
Definitely.
we'll reach out and we can go in-depth review of the Blue Beetle movie.
Yeah, we'll have you on as much as
Yeah, anytime you want to come on,
Yeah.
holler at us, brother.
I'll just jump ship whenever possible.
Yeah, dude.
Perfect.
Easy.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Ryan. We appreciate you, man.
Talk to you soon, brother.
Anytime.
Yeah, later, dog. Have a good one.
Have a good night, brother.
Paul, how do they get us in the social universe and read your Batman stack of comics?
You don't have to read anything I say to read.
Why?
It's all Batman. But you can find us at @into_comics on Twitter, at Into the West Comics on Instagram, at Into the West Comics on TikTok, with which Donovan have some ideas for stuff we're going to be posting on there. And also Feed Finder at Sunzilla. And the audio platforms, which are Spotify and
Yeah,
Apple
do that one
Pods
first.
and,
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Music,
go
Google
listen to us,
Podcasts, anywhere that you find, your podcast. Don't listen to Paul.
It's usually a few days to a week after that the audio goes up because I think I've mentioned this before.
You got time to catch up on
yeah,
everything.
exactly.
That's the reason. Put it on your car, blast us. We're always talking crap.
Usually,
most of the time.
90% of
Listen
the
as
time.
Donovan and I yell at each other about something.
That was
doesn't
awesome.
matter.
Well, we do it again next week.
This guy made
Donovan,
it look like Tyson and Holyfield were going at it.
Donovan, what you got?
If you haven't checked out Boom Studios House of Harkonnen, check it out. It's an amazing series that I'm really, really enjoying as far as the Dune universe is concerned.
Dune 2, get duned.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying Superman Lost again, so that's nice. But anyway, Paul's going to talk more about it in Comic Book Day. But other than that, yeah, I'm cool. I'm great.
Cool as a cucumber.
Pickleball time.
What you got?
Give you a nickel.
I got y'all.
All right.
Tickled by pickle.
Guys, if you haven't done so already, we really would appreciate you giving us subscribe, a follow, like. Let us know what you're thinking about reading this upcoming week, and we appreciate you guys.
He's trying to catch back onto the wave.
I'm waving.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
good night. Love you.
See you next week.
Peace.
Outro was all over the place.